Okay,
So
good
we can begin.
afternoon, everyone. Here is with us. Today's speaker is Ashish Jalota, CEO and co-founder Ansh Infotech, and CEO Ashirit Consulting Private Limited, and Director AIT Overseas. He's going to deliver the session on the topic entrepreneurship and business plan process. Over to you, sir. You can begin the session.
Thank you, ma'am. So let me just start the session. Just kindly just wait for a moment. Let me just share the screen so that we can begin with the session.
Sure, sir.
Ma'am, whether the screen is visible at your end?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the presentation part?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me just begin with this. So, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, my heartfelt gratitude to the authority who has given us the opportunity to interact with all the wonderful audience. So, today we are going to present a session on entrepreneurship. So, let's begin with this session. So, before coming into this technical stuff, so let me just introduce. We are representing Ansh Infotech, technical development and training-based organization within Ludhiana. So we have three verticals with us. So one is Ansh Infotech that basically deals with the all the technical stuff related with the IT solutions and the corporate trainings to individuals and the industries. Second, we have a venture named AIT Overseas that basically deal with all kind of overseas and visa services solutions to the different individuals. Third, we have Ashit Consulting Private Limited. This organization basically deals with all skilled manpower provided solutions to the different developed countries. We provide all the skilled manpower, and this organization is also listed into the Startup India. So without taking much of the time into the introduction, let's come to the topic exactly. So is it fine if we take this session a little more interactive so that I'll be able to understand how you guys taking the things and whether you are understanding the concepts or not? So are you guys with me? Am I audible, guys?
Audible.
Audible. That's fine. Wonderful. So today's session is all about entrepreneurships. Like you might have, heard. So the moment we are done with our graduation or post graduation, we have two or three different options with us. One, we always prefer to get a very good job. One. Second option, if we are already from a business background, we try to step our feet into our father's business or something. We try to enter to their own family business. Third, we start our own entrepreneurship journey where we have our own unique idea, we have our own business plans where we try to execute all this. So this is all about the entrepreneurship journey. So when it comes to the entrepreneurship, so whom we call the successful entrepreneurs, right? The people who have already started some business, are they successful enough? Who are entrepreneurs who are just beginning with any kind of business, are they entrepreneurs or like what? So these are very few things that we need to keep in mind, that whether an entrepreneur is an individual simple businessman or whether they are using some technology or some other parameters are also associated with. So an entrepreneur is one who usually have a calculated risk associated with having new idea, creative idea in their mind and in position to execute it. So before going into the technical definition of an entrepreneur, let me just ask you one question from one of you. Who among of you is aware of who is Ritesh Agarwal? Can anybody knows this person? Who is Ritesh Agarwal? Anybody knows? Okay. Okay. How many of you are aware of Oyo Rooms? Oyo Rooms सुना आप में से किसी ने? Okay. Ritesh Agarwal is basically the founder of Oyo Rooms, who is basically a college dropout, and he was just planning for a trip along with his friends, and when he found during his journey he didn't have sufficient funds to have a good rooms. तो he just tried to find some budget friendly rooms. जब वो budget friendly room देख रहे थे तो he didn't find any good hotel. So there he got an idea where he just has to coordinate with the different properties in the very good hotels and industries, where he coordinate with them and reconstruct them. And he started his idea from Gurgaon itself. And today everybody knows where Oyo room have already been reached. Now, as of current era, he has more than 65,000 rooms available under Oyo platform, along with 5,500 different properties. Okay, what if I talk about who is Bhavesh Agarwal? Anybody have an idea about Bhavesh Agarwal? ओके, अगर मैं बात करूं आज की डेली रूटीन में, इफ यू माइट बी ट्रेवलिंग, इफ यू डू नॉट हैव प्रेजेंटली यू डू नॉट हैव एनी व्हीकल विद यू, तो आप क्या प्रेफर करते हो? आप पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट प्रेफर करते हो, ठीक है? इट कुड बी बस, इट कुड बी ऑटो, इट कुड बी एनी अदर मोड ऑफ जर्नी. अगर इसके अलावा आपके पास ऑप्शन अवेलेबल हो एट अ वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव प्राइजेस, तो आप क्या प्रेफर करोगे? ओला, आई गेस. तो Bhavish Agarwal is the founder of Ola, a person who was working in a Microsoft industry at one time at a very reputed profile. But once he got an idea, he was being discriminated by everybody. This is not a good idea. You shouldn't continue ahead. But because of his sheer dedication, hard work, he reached to this level कि आज की डेट में हर कोई ओला को यूज कर रहा है सर्विसेज को. He basically used a technical platform. He introduced GPS and a smartphone technologies and reached to this. And when it comes to a third person, may I know how many of you are aware of this fellow Vijay Shekhar Sharma? I mean, he's a person who is a founder of Paytm, who basically a digital, or you can say a digital wallet that we are every one of us is using. He's the founder of Vijay Shekhar Sharma. He's the, you can say, the one who become the stepping stone of digital India. And he's the one who couldn't even sit for a competitive exam because of his poor communication skills. But because of, again, his unique idea, his calculative risk, and even during the COVID, everybody knows when we every one of us shifted towards the digital transaction. So every one of us were using Paytm as a digital wallet. So the founder of this technology was Vijay Shekhar Sharma. The next we are talking about Byju's Ravindra. I guess everybody might be aware of who is Byju's Ravindra. The name suggests he's the founder of Byju's organization. Now, when I just talk about his entrepreneurship journey, he's working as an engineer in a shipping company. But once his friends who were trying to appear for CAT exam, but they didn't have sufficient funds, so they were looking for some help. So this guy helped him, help those friends, and when he came to know that all his friends have got wonderful results and have cracked that CAT examination, so there he just got an idea that he can be a good academician. So now everybody knows how he started his Byju's journey and is into the every kind of digital education platform. He started his startup with a very small investment of 2 lakh rupees, and currently his net worth is around 3,300 crores. And next example, if I am just talk about Faninder Sama. Faninder Sama is the founder of Redbus. I guess again you might have heard about this platform, Redbus. His startup journey begins with he was working in an organization in a Bangalore when he was supposed to go back to his home during his vacations. So he on Diwali vacation, he even couldn't afford to go there because of unmanaged traffic. So there he got an idea and started his own journey, and now everybody is using Redbus. So these are very small examples of these successful entrepreneurs. We are not much aware about these names, Ritesh Agarwal, Bhavesh Agarwal, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, and other people, but we all are using their services like Oyo Room, Ola, Paytm, Byju's, and many other. So these are the few examples. There are many more entrepreneurs who are doing wonders in India. Next, if I talk about some statistical figures about the entrepreneurship journeys, as per the stats, India has over 76 million entrepreneurs. It's not a small number at all. So again, if I talk about Kavalya Vora, is become the India's youngest millionaire at the age of 19. He became the millionaire in his field. And see the next, only 5% of Indian populations are entrepreneurs. It's a number that is among the lowest in the world. Just lowest in the world is just because India's population is very high. But otherwise, if I just twist this statement, in last 5 years ago, India was since this entrepreneurship journey has taken a boom in India. India becomes the ninth largest entrepreneurial producers in the world at the ninth rank, and among top 51 countries who are doing good in the entrepreneurship journey, India ranks at number 4. Though only 5% of Indian populations are entrepreneurial, but still we are competing to the different countries in the world. Okay, only 90% of all startups fail within first 5 years. It's a very important thing we need to understand. Many of you might be planning to become an entrepreneur, but see, 90% of all startup fails within first 5 years. The reason is very important that we need to know. The major cause of the failure it becomes if we do not understand the technology first, the foremost important part. Second, we do not understand the need of the industry. Third, we are putting efforts in the wrong direction. Fourth, we think we can do everything. We are not putting the or dividing the resources. We are not putting our efforts in the right direction. So in these becomes the major reasons where almost all the startup has to face a very bad phase in their life. Okay, in the last few years, this is a very wonderful thing. In last few years, India saw 50,000 startups, out of which 8 to 9,000 startups are technology based. Now, everybody knows digital India is booming. The era of technology is booming these days worldwide. So everyone is getting dependent on the smart devices. We are talking about, earlier around 10 years back, none of us were using smartphones. Since the era was changing, so the technology is changing day by day and rapidly, and we are getting dependent on these technologies. So all the technology based startups are doing wonders, and while there are more than 1,300 new tech startups in India itself, so again, the emphasis would be on the technology based startups. So until or unless you are not using technology in your idea, it is very hard to take a boom. Even just take an example. Uh, you all might be using some social media platforms, and many people, those who didn't have any registered organization, registered business, have just unique idea and they're selling their products and selling their arts on just Instagram and Facebook pages itself. So people are using the technology in an appropriate way and doing wonders. So next, if I talk about 10 global industries that will boom in the next 5 years, if you any of you might be planning to have your own startup, okay, the first thing is obviously you might be having some unique idea, you might have worked upon it, you might have understand the need in the industry. But apart from that, apart from what you are thinking, what is your skill set, what you are planning, so these are 10 industries where you will see a domestic boom in the next 5 years. The number one is 5G security. So now we all are using 4G phones, or 5G phones have already been there. We are using the 5G technology, but when it comes to the security parameters, so it is very much crucial. Next is virtual reality games. So when it comes to VR and AR industry, augmented reality and virtual reality, this is one of the booming industry nowadays. Earlier we used to play small games on our mobile phone or some laptops or something like this, but now everybody is planning to have some playstations and using some different devices to have virtual reality games where you just feel that you yourself is present into. Even we have seen games like PUBG and many others are introducing some virtual reality platforms also. Next is virtualization software. If a person is sitting, like we are using a virtualization software, I'm sitting at my place, you are sitting at your place, but still we are connected with each other using this interface. Next is digital education. Now we have already seen post COVID that digital education has a tremendous growth in its industry. Every single person is getting dependent and learning to the different platforms, and one of the major reason how Byju's becomes a very good success. Next is similar healthcare predictive analysis. Since people are having poor appetite and even getting smarter and taking care of their health issues, so even healthcare industry. Next, e-commerce logistics, solar energy logistics, and many others. And last but not the least is financial technology as a service. Nowadays, how many of you might be using your wallet to, using some hard cash for some any kind of shopping? Most of us are using some UPI payment. So this fintech as a service, this is financial institutions along with the technologies are as a service we are using, like Beam is there, UPI payments are there, Bharat Pay, Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay. All these are the examples of fintech as a service examples. So these again are going to boom in the coming era, right? So next, when it comes to the personal characteristics of the successful entrepreneurs, you might have studied these things. Entrepreneur must be persistent, creative, responsible, inquisitive, goal oriented, independent, self confident, and risk taker. See, if you are planning to have your own startup journey, right, what you need to think about it. So you have to persistent and creative first of all. Until or unless you do not have any unique idea how you are going to sell it, until or unless you do not have something unique, it is very difficult to survive in the market, because there are already many big players in the industry. And above all, if you have a unique idea, you must be responsible enough to understand the things. You must be goal oriented in order to achieve where you want to succeed in the life, right? So these are very basic characteristics. I'm not going into that theoretical part because I guess you all are much aware about this thing, right? So let's talk about some other parameters. What are the major skills that are needed by a successful entrepreneurs? See, though my first statement is related to the communication skills, right? But on the other hand, I have already given an example when it comes to Vijay Shekhar Sharma, who was the founder of Paytm. Just because of his poor communication skills, he couldn't even survive. But his idea was so unique that he didn't even need to focus much upon this. Okay, but communication skill is one of the most and prime factor, because until or unless you are not able to, because if you really want to expand your business to the global level, so your communication should be well enough, and above all, you must be capable enough to present what actually you the skills you present, skills you possess. Above all, what is the idea that you are going to pitch, how you are going to market. So all these are the basic things they need to take care. Second is human relation skills. So see, any business is relying upon the relationship building. Until or unless you do not have a potential to have a good human relation skills, so you cannot grow. Because as a beginner, you might be having a few idea, few technology part that you can utilize in order to expand your business. But you always need skilled people in association with you who can help you to grow into business. So human relationship matters the most, because once you have to deal with the different fundraiser organization, so you need to present your teamwork also. Next is mathematical skills. So if you do not have a potential to calculate the risk associated with your business, though it is related to technology risk, it is related to your financial risk and time risk, anything is associated with that. So you must be capable enough to understand everything. So you must have good analytical and mathematical skills as well. So next is problem solving and decision making skill. So if you are having any plan, you are going to have your own startup journey, so you might have to face multiple hurdles during this journey. So until or unless you do not have that problem solving skill, you do not know how to overcome these issues, so it is hard to succeed. So you must have that problem solving skill with you. And above all, decision making. Because if you do not possess ability to take immediate decision that can be in the favor of your organization, so it is hard to survive in that way. Next is technical skills. See, every startup has a different kind of technology that is associated with them. When it comes to medical industry, so you need some different kind of skills. When it comes to IT sector, you need different kind of skills. When you are talking about some other healthcare or some agriculture field, so you always need a different technical skills. So your skills associated with this specific field, and a technical skill in order to reach to the target audience is always required for a good successful entrepreneur, because you cannot rely upon your team all the times. You have to make the business plan, you have to get it executed with the way you want. And last is basic business skills. You must know how to manage your business resources, how to manage your team, how to plan and execute your financials. So everything, you must have basics of business skills as well. Okay. Next, if I talk about this is basic entrepreneurs versus entrepreneurship, I guess you all know. So now let's talk about the major 5 steps of the entrepreneurial process. So if you really wish to become an entrepreneur, what is the process that you need to follow? So these are the 5 major points: discovery, concept development, resourcing, actualization, and harvesting. These are the 5 major points that you need to keep in mind. So let's discuss these steps step by step. When it comes to discovery, so it is something, you must have an idea that on which you really want to work upon, that can recognize the opportunities and the market size of that business plan. Second, when it comes to that idea, how you can get this idea, it can be related to your hobbies or skills. It can be related to the consumer's needs and wants, that what kind of things the consumer are looking for, that you can work upon this. It can be generated through different surveys and questionnaires. You might have seen earlier the questionnaires and surveys were through some paperwork and some campaignings. Nowadays everything is being taken care by the online medias, and certain studies have already shown that if this kind of occurrence is required, so we can do something like this. Just take an example of this range. When it comes to COVID, so urgent need was of the vaccination, right? So everyone was afraid of, and there was so many losses worldwide in terms of many parameters. So all the scientists, all the doctors has put on the one thing into mind, that we need to work upon and find a solution at earliest. So they introduced with that, every company come along with different solution in the form of a vaccination. We have already seen and gone through. So again, depending upon needs, demand, hobby, skills, so it varies from your different journeys. Next is concept development. So already have now that what you actually want. So already have taken an example that you want to start a business in this specific field. So along with that, now you need to develop a business plan, how you would like to execute it, what will be the stages and steps associated with that. That you need to write down a proposal, whether you yourself is going to invest into that, or you need some other external investment into that. So everything has to be planned in and executed in a proper way. So if it is a product based services, product based business, you need to understand whether you need to make a patent or a trademark of that business, or whether if it is a service based industry, then how you are going to showcase this talent. And along with this, okay, I'll just also give you an example of one of my intern and student who has done something related to this after just completion of these 3 steps. So next is resourcing. Now you have an idea, you have a business plan. Now you need a resources. Now what kind of resources are required in order to execute your businesses? The number one is your financial resources, how you are going to manage your funds. Second is human resources, how you are going to build your team in order to execute and execute your plan, and in order to make these operations successful. So these are the 2 major parameter, and all the space is the major issue, whether you are going to have an online platform, your virtual space is required, whether you need a physical space or office. So all kind of resources you need to plan and work upon, right? Next is actualization. So now we are just considering, we have a plan, we have resources, now we have started executing the things. Now once you have already started your operations in the business, now what matters the most is you have to reach to your specific objective that you might have planned for, that and this next 6 months or in next 1 year, what you want to achieve. So in actualization, you have to perform all these processes. And in last stage, harvesting, now your business is doing good and you have already started earning from that business, and now you always plan to for some expansion in your organization and all. See guys, so this is what I wanted to show guys. So he just had an idea that he just wanted to promote this business that is related to the garments. But what he does, took a help of the technology and promote it. So this is again an example and a proud moment for us. So this is how he followed all these steps and has achieved the wonders. Okay, so next, without taking much of the time, so starting a business, what you need the most, you need to understand the procedure and requirement for starting a business. As I've already discussed, until or unless you are not aware about what actually is the need of the market, because at the end of the day, the consumer is the one who help you to get an idea that what you are looking for and what kind of business that you need to start with. So you need to understand the business need first. Then, and for starting a business, what you need to develop a business plan, acquire some financial, and meet legal requirement. I'll just show you these things in the end, right? Okay, just a second. Okay, see, for any kind of business, the golden truth, what we need do all platform creation companies. So for any business, for the foundation level, when you just start any business, right? So what you have no client, you just have an idea at your side. So what you need the most for in order to achieve, so you start a business, yeah, having an idea and everything. Then second stage, what you do is you start generating certain leads for your business. How you generating leads? This is related to the customer acquisition. On third stage, what you do is you need to build a team in order to get that work done at its own.
Hello.
Okay. So after building a team, you must have a digital existence, because nowadays every user is smart enough to check the reviews and
You're not
existing
meeting the bros yapava.
at the digital platforms. And once you already have a digital existence, you have already built a team, you already start acquiring the customer, then what you do is you try to automate your process. How you automate? That every team member is doing their own work at their own. Next, the sales team is going to generate sales for your organization and giving you certain revenue. And parallelly, you are start promoting your business and doing some marketing work. So when it comes to marketing, so I'll just share another few steps with you. That is related to this. Okay, traditionally, what was going through, you have any physical asset that is related to success. For example, you have any product. If you are able to promote it in such a way that it leads to a success. Earlier, if you talk about any product, there was a door-to-door marketing process. But nowadays, what is required? You must have a good product and a digital asset. Now, what we mean by digital assets in order to achieve a good success? So you must be having a digital existence, like for example, on YouTube, on social media platform, on Google, or many other platforms, right? Examples are Byju's Ravindram. Everybody knows how he started. He started his own journey from a YouTube channel and his own application where students are going to interact with him on Byju's platform. Similarly, Unacademy, everybody might be heard of. They started their journey using a YouTube channel. Now, when it comes to Khan Academy, they started this journey using their own website. So similarly, everybody has using their digital assets. The digital asset means digital marketing or a digital promotional event. So you need to know. So as per this being the major challenge is acquiring the customer, reaching to the exact target audience. For this, we are using certain digital marketing techniques. For example, it is based on the 80-20 rule. What does 80-20 rule means? Only 20% of the effort required in order to achieve the 80% of the result, and the rest of the work is getting automated. You just have to put the 20% of the efforts using some digital marketing tools. Many tools are available, right, that we have to follow.
Hello.
I'll just take, yes, hello. Hello. Okay. I'll just share one more example how you need to plan and manage your funds. For example, you are running any business where your monthly income is X rupees. Just take an example, X is around 1 lakh rupees, right? So for all your offices, rent, lease, any other expenses should not be more than 12% of this X amount. So your office rent and lease must be within the 12% of your revenue that you are generating per month. Then you might have hired a good team. Your staff salaries, everything should not exceed more than 20 to 25% of your amount that you are getting on monthly basis. The third is your marketing cost. It should not exceed on the 15 to 20% of your expenses. And trust me, most of the business owner, the entrepreneur initially, was that believe is that marketing is just a cost that is associated with our business. This is not a cost. It is always treated as the investment, because during this investment you are generating good business, you are generating good leads, and getting that leads are getting into the business and converting. And your maintenance and other expenses should not exceed more than 5 to 10% of your monthly income. So the total net profit should be 30 to 35% of what you are getting after spending all your money. So this is how the working pattern goes. And on these basis, you have to raise funds to your venture capitalist and seed funders. Now, just let me just show you an example of how you have to share a business proposal and a business plan to the different organizations, right? So here is a business plan that we have shown. This is our organization Ashit Consulting, as I discussed earlier. So this is a proposal where what we have shown, this is a proposal related to the business, that what we are doing, what the kind of services that we are offering. This is a proposal, and we are showing our organization to the different venture capitalists. This is a company profile we have shown, and who we are. It's we have shown, okay, and it's a AI based tech platform that we are proposing to the organization. And what kind of services that we are going to promote, this is the things that we have already shown. And this is a marketing gap that we have shown, that how many people are employed, unemployed, and what kind of jobs they are doing. So this is what we need to show us some figure to the investors. And then how you have to propose. Then these are the opportunities that already we can see. This $2 billion investment in upskilling in India 22 by KPMG organization, right? Similarly, McKinsey has shown $375 million, 14% of global workforce may need switch occupational categories. So these are the different organizations. Even AICT has said 3 million graduate pass out every year from this much number of colleges. So these are the opportunities that we have showcased to the investors, and how we are unique and different in our business proposals, and how we are going to code them. And this is how the job that we are showing to the organization. So it was related to the jobs listed in Japan. We become the the parties who are associated with the Japan government directly, who are going to send the skilled workers in these categories. And we had this much number of vacancies associated till 23 December 23. And you see 80,000 to 2 lakh rupees per month, depending upon the profile of the candidate. So this is the job that we are going to offer. So this is a proposal that we had shared with the investors. And this is the business plan that we have shown, that if you are going to invest with our organization, whether it is going to be beneficial for them or not. So here what we need to show is an extra the first year plan, that these are the expenses that we have to bear. So expenses are 18 lakh 62,000 or something, that is monthly expenses. And when it comes to 12 months, so the cost goes to 7 lakh 19,000 something, right? 7 crore, sorry. Similarly, year 2, the amount goes to 17 crore 43 lakh, and year 3 goes on, and year 4 goes this, and year 5 it goes 101 crore, right? So this is how the incremental part is infrastructure, the staff salaries, rental per institution expenditure. This is what our expenditure that we have shown. And next we have shown the profitable margin. If is going to invest with us, so first year what is the expenses that we had to bear is, so this is that 7 lakh 19,000. This is what our cost is. And how much we are getting, that is 6 crore 60 lakh. So which means in first year we are lost, but once we have already started projecting for the next 5 years, so from 101 crore we reach to 743 crore. So this is a profitable margin. So this is how you have to showcase your profitability, your expenses, and other thing in your business plans. right? That we have shown, and it is in process that we may get certain funding from this document. So whether this document is visible, so I'm just zooming it, so you'll be able to see the figures exactly, right? So we have already shown that market size of this organization is approximately 7,000 crore, and digital marketing per lead cost is rupees 750. So everything in one or the other way is using the digital marketing techniques in order to promote their business plans. So this is what we have show cost, right? So if this is what we have just showcased, and if you have any query, so please do let us know. We'll happy to help you out. We'll just wind up the session in 2 minutes with this, that how you need to develop your own business plan. What you need is, so as I've already shown you the business plan, so you need to present to the potential investors, and your business plan must be around 30 pages or so. You must cover the purpose of your business plan, what it includes, your financials, your bills, then your proposal and everything. Then the major component of your business plan must include your executive summary that basically describe the each section. So, okay, without taking much of the time, thank you very much to the authorities.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session.
Yeah, ma'am. I think there is some technical glitch at the
Yes,
sir's
sir,
end,
maybe.
so he's not able to connect with you. So otherwise, he's done with the stuff of today's session. If students don't have any certain queries, then we can definitely end up the session right now.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much that for the wonderful session, and I'll be sharing with you the certificate of appreciation via email. Thank you
Okay,
so
ma'am.
much. Thank you so much, sir.
Always most welcome. It's our pleasure, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.